In this broadcast, we highlight the news making waves ranging from current affairs, community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the news headlines. City of Windhoek Management Committee finally complete. President Nangolo Mbumba briefed South African President on fast changes implemented following the sudden passing of President Geingob. And Tobias Hanyeko constituency office hands over $250,000 Namibian worth of equipment for income-generating activities. I am Diana Master, and this is NMH at 1. Midday news update coming right up. The Tobias Hanyeko constituency office handed materials and equipment valued at $250,000 Namibian to 19 recipients as part of the Income Generating Activities project over the weekend. All 19 local business owners are residents of the Tobias Hanyeko constituency and received these donations after their applications for assistance were deemed successful. Paulina Garises, one of the beneficiaries, received 2 3-legged pots, cooking utensils and a bandsaw meat cutter. These, she says, will help her manage her business more efficiently while also diversifying her business dealings. Stick around after the break. We get into our visual news and we highlight local stories from across Namibia right after the break. Stay with NMH at 1.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufini. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act in this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The Act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Getting into today's visual news clips, the City of Windhoek Management Committee is finally complete with 2 vacant posts occupied on Friday by Councillors Magdalena Lombard from the SWAPO Party and Bernardas Arab from the IPC. Arab, nominated by NUDO's Joseph Wapingene and seconded by SWAPO's Sam Nioma, has also been elected as the Management Committee's chairperson. Let's have a look.
Much and leadership, congratulations for having completed this process. Let me use this very opportunity to just appreciate the work just completed by the presiding officer. It is therefore confirmed and concluded that the Council and the Management Committee of the Municipal Council of Windhoek has been fully constituted in terms of the legal provisions as provided for under the Local Authorities Act. This, as much as I want to be excited, I can only request you leadership to give yourself a round of applause.
President Nangolo Mbumba briefed South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on the new and fast changes implemented following the sudden passing of President Geingob. Have a look.
We were on the government side. We have to make difficult but quick changes.
Yes.
Deputy Prime Minister, our well-experienced Minister of International Relations, we have to ask her to move up.
Yeah.
And that was, the people accepted that. And the party, our SWAPO party accepted that. The Minister in the Presidency and the Press Secretary remain in their position. Yesterday we had to appoint another Deputy Prime Minister, but a minister who has nothing to do with international relations, but works and transport. because of his seniority, not because of the portfolio he's holding. And we have now a young guy, not so young, Minister of International Relations. We hope he will hack it. He will not be the level of your foreign minister, highly experienced, former education minister and other portfolio.
Stick around, we'll have a look at the local daily newspapers on the other side of this commercial break.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Thank you for staying with NMH at 1. We now take a look at what the lead stories are in Namibia's daily newspapers. Starting us off on the Namibian Sun front page, economic advisor to the presidency, James Mnyupe, has vowed to fulfill late President Geingob's green hydrogen ambitions for Namibia to become a pioneer in the renewable energy space. Mnyupe is also Namibia's green hydrogen commissioner and was appointed to spearhead the country's green hydrogen agenda under the Geingob presidency. On the paper's page 3, 8 suspects who stand accused of stealing goods worth 224,000 Namibian dollars from OK Foods supermarket were denied bail after making their first appearance in the Rundu Magistrates Court last week. State prosecutor Michael Bnika opposed bail, arguing that there are still more suspects to be apprehended. Onto the front page of the Republican, former Namibian Students Financial Assistance Fund employee Thomas Kongola has been ordered to repay the student financier 529,250 Namibian dollars plus 20% interest after it was found that he illicitly paid over monies to the bank account of an individual who is not a fund beneficiary. The order stems from Kongola paying over monies to a certain Nelson Shefeni, who also was not entitled to receive the funds. The paper's page 3 reports that despite seeing his peers turn to crime as a means of survival in Rundu's Kaisosi informal settlement, Kulete Domingos, 22, has chosen a different path. He decided to start his own business. A grade 10 learner at Sarusungu Combined School, Domingos was born in 2002 at the Osire refugee camp 200 kilometers north of Windhoek, which was established in 1992 to accommodate refugees from Angola, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Somalia and Rwanda. With his mother and two brothers, he moved from Osire to Rundu in 2013 in search for a better life. The journey has, however, not been an easy one. According to the Allgemeine Zeitung's front page, the late President Geingob will be buried on Sunday the 25th of February at Heroes Acre just outside Windhoek. He died on Sunday the 6th of February. In order to give a dignified burial and to give all Namibians time to mourn their beloved President Geingob, President Nangolo Mbumba will declare Sunday the 25th of February a public holiday, a government announcement reads. The Monday following the funeral will be observed as a public holiday as per the Public Holidays Act. Daily memorial services will start today at the Windhoek Showgrounds to commemorate Geingob's life and will continue until the 19th of February, pending further announcements. The Allgemeine Zeitung's page 3 also emphasizes that Namibian authorities apply the instructions issued by the Ministry of Interior, Immigration and Security and State Security to prevent kidnappings and child trafficking. These stipulate that when traveling with children who are younger than 18 years old, one should carry the original complete birth certificate of the child, and that adults traveling with children who are not their biological children are advised to provide an affidavit from the children's parents stating that the child is traveling internationally with parental consent. Such permission must be accompanied by copies of the identity cards or passports of the child's parents or legal guardian, as well as the contact details of these persons. After the break, we take a look at what's headlining the Namibian newspaper's front page.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss my .NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Continuing right along with our newspaper review segment, on the Namibian newspaper's front page, the Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, Pamba Shifeta, says President Geingob told him that he had 6 months to live. Shifeta on a Thursday told the statesman repeatedly over the years said he did not want to be buried at the Heroes Acre. Widely considered as close to Geingob, Shifeta said the former president revealed his cancer diagnosis to him after attending the 28th Conference of the Parties, also known as COP28, in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates in December. President Nangolo Mbumba says that Namibians should be proud of the peaceful and stable country they live in, which is the envy of many nations across the globe. Namibia is a vibrant democracy with a government with a strong resolve to guarantee the fundamental rights and freedoms which are a prerequisite for a peaceful, united and prosperous journey. Onto the New Era's front page, the inspector of the Ohangwena Education Circuit, Frida Kashikatu, said residents of 17 shacks on the premises of the Nafidi Primary School refused to move without compensation. She said this is the biggest challenge faced by the school because learners are in the same schoolyard as the people who are staying in shacks. Kashikatu stressed that the shacks were found in the area before the school was built. The Nafidi Primary School is located in the Helao Nafidi town and it opened last year. On the paper's page 3, Press Secretary in the Office of the Presidency, Alfredo Hengari, has described the late President Geingob as perfectionist and force of nature who had high standards and did not entertain sloppy work. Hengari said this in a tribute speech on behalf of Geingob's private office in the presidency, delivered last week at the memorial service held at Casa Rosalia on the outskirts of Windhoek, where mourners have been gathering. Moving over to Market Watch, it takes nerves of steel to operate a mine in Africa's Sahel region, which has had 9 coups in the past 3 years. Countries in the Sahel region include Mali, Burkina Faso, Sudan, and Niger. At the recent mining indaba in Cape Town, the legal advisors of 2 international mining houses shed light on how difficult and dangerous it is to mine in this region. Now, Red Force Debt Management has recovered over 33 million Namibian dollars from Ondangwa stakeholders. More details of the story coming up as we head into economic news after the break.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
In today's economic news, as briefly highlighted earlier, Red Force Debt Management has recovered over 33 million Namibian dollars from Ondangwa stakeholders who had defaulted on their municipal accounts. The figure, as of November last year, was revealed by Ondangwa Town Council spokesperson Petrina Shitalangaho Mutikisha, who said the money was collected over a period of 10 months. In September last year, Ondangwa was owed a cumulative 85 million Namibian dollars by institutions, businesses and residents. When asked what the debt collection company's monthly target is, Shitalangaho Mutikisha said council cannot disclose such information. She, however, added that the council is happy with the work they're doing thus far. Let's take a look at the financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 23.97 against the British pound, 20.49 against the euro, 19.04 against the US dollar, and 2 Namibian dollars and 64 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. Capricorn Investment Group stocks and Namibia Breweries Limited stocks took upturns of 0.10 and 1.60% respectively. Local index closed on an upturn of 0.68%, while overall index closed on a downturn of 0.85%. Looking at commodities, all commodities are down save for copper, which took an upturn of 0.26%, now trading at $3.67 per pound. Now, at least 5 people, including Somali military officials and a United Arab Emirates soldier, were killed on Saturday after a soldier opened fire at a military base in the capital, Mogadishu. Stick around for the full story coming up after the break.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
We now expand beyond Namibia's borders to give you the latest news from the African continent here on NMH at 1. At least 5 people, including Somali military officials and a United Arab Emirates soldier, were killed on Saturday after a soldier opened fire at a military base in the capital, Mogadishu, an army officer and hospital staff told Reuters. The UAE's defense ministry, however, said 3 members of its armed forces and 1 Barani officer were killed in a terrorist attack in Somalia while they were training Somali armed forces. 2 more were injured, the ministry added in a statement. The gunman, a newly trained Somali soldier, was also shot dead at the Gordon military base managed by the UAE, said the army officer, who gave his name only as Ahmed. The soldier opened fire on the UAE trainers and Somali military officials when they started praying. 4 UAE officers were injured while 4 Somali soldiers died, the officer told Reuters. Al-Shabaab, linked to Al-Qaeda, claimed responsibility for the attack via a statement on Radio Al-Andalus and said its fighters had killed 17 soldiers. 2 nurses and a doctor at the Erdogan hospital in Mogadishu, who asked not to be named, told Reuters a senior officer from the UAE had died and 4 other officers were seriously injured. Ghana's opposition presidential candidate John Mahama has opposed a proposal for the general elections to be brought forward to November from December this year. The Electoral Commission said the proposal, initially put forward by the political parties, aimed to allow sufficient time for the Commission to effectively manage its operations, particularly in the event of a runoff. However, Mahama, the National Democratic Congress Party candidate, said the proposed date change for the general elections was not feasible. The former president urged the Commission to get its house together to ensure credible polls. The Seventh-day Adventist Church had also petitioned the Commission to move the election day from the regular day of 7 December because it falls on a Saturday and it's a day of worship. After the break, we bring you international news. The president of Hungary has resigned live on television over a decision to pardon a man convicted of covering up a child sexual abuse case. It was revealed last week President Novak had given clemency to a man jailed for forcing children to retract sexual abuse claims against the director of a state-run children's home. Protests calling for her to step down had been growing in Hungary. Novak apologized and said she made a mistake in granting the pardon. Judith Varga, the former Minister of Justice who approved the pardon, has also resigned from her new role leading the European elections campaign for Prime Minister Viktor Orban's ruling Fidesz party. The controversy, which led to the resignations, came after the names of 25 people pardoned by Novak in April last year as part of a visit to Hungary by Pope Francis were made public by Hungarian media last week. On the list of convicts was the deputy director of a children's home near Budapest, who had been jailed for 3 years after forcing children to retract claims of abuse against the director of the home. The director had himself been jailed for 8 years over abusing children at the government-run facility. Stick around after the break. We bring you news from the world of sport.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Kicking off our local sports news, the Namibian national men's futsal team returned triumphant yesterday after an excellent display of determination in the second leg of the qualifying fixture for the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. The Namibians beating Tanzania 6-3 to ensure the country's debut at the Continental Tournament, which will take place in Morocco from the 8th to the 19th of April. Namibia had a mountain to climb, but did so by winning the match 6-3. On aggregate, the score ended at 8-all, with Namibia advancing on the away goal differential. Young African FC on Saturday defeated Civics 2-1 at the Unam Stadium. Both teams were in need of maximum points as the second round of the Deb Marine Namibia Premiership intensifies. Young African looked the hungrier of the two during a flat opening first half. Conrad Kuhn, short-put athlete of QSB Athletics Club, delivered one of the highlights of Athletics Namibia's second Grand Prix of 2024 on Saturday. The 20-year-old succeeded in equaling the oldest existing Namibian national outdoor athletics record that has been standing for close to 55 years. Derek Wiggles' mark of 17.10 meters, which was set in Bloemfontein on the 19th of April 1969, had not been challenged in half a century until Kuhn equaled the distance at the Independence Stadium in Windhoek on Saturday. We bring you international sports news on the other side of this.
Hi Kambaripa.
Hi Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
We start off our international news with, of course, the talk on everybody's lips. Ivory Coast came from a goal down to defeat Nigeria 2-1 and win the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations final at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan on Sunday night. The Elephants secured their third continental triumph and became the first host champion since Egypt in 2006, thanks to second-half goals from Frank Kessie and Sebastian Haller after the Super Eagles enjoyed a 1-0 lead at the break thanks to William Troost-Ekong. Ireland head coach Andy Farrell is not getting carried away by his side having a maximum 10 points after impressive Six Nations wins over France and Italy, saying it gets tougher from here on in. Farrell was speaking after Ireland showing 6 changes from the one that brushed aside France 38-17, eased to an embarrassingly one-sided 36-0 victory over Italy at Lansdowne Road. It was the first time they had prevented an opponent from scoring in the Northern Hemisphere Rugby Championship since beating England 17-0 in the then Five Nations in 1987. Some good news for Manchester United fans. Manchester United displayed great character and mentality to score a late winner in their 2-1 Premier League victory over Aston Villa, despite being fatigued towards the end of the high-intensity match, manager Erik ten Hag said. If you're just joining us, this is NMH at 1, and we will get into the highlights from today's broadcast right after this.
We are all seeking connection to each other to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads.
You might be physically ready, your body is ready, but mentally.
Here's another chance, and it is a goal from Windhoek.
Hij sê wie hy is aan neertrek en hy bal het my grond gevat. Ja, hy het grond gevat. En as hy
But just enough next.
Shh.
Running that mountain up. Okay, so we will be doing this for the mountain climber. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So is jou trolley reg? Want
I love it. I love it. So then
kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy. And this is the spirit of NTV.
You're watching NMH at 1, and if you're just joining us, here are the news highlights from today's broadcast. At least 5 people, including Somali military officials and a United Arab Emirates soldier, were killed on Saturday after a soldier opened fire at a military base in the capital, Mogadishu. In international news, the President of Hungary has resigned live on television over a decision to pardon a man convicted of covering up a child sexual abuse case. And in local sports, the Namibian national men's futsal team returned triumphant yesterday after an excellent display of determination in the second leg of the qualifying fixture for the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. And that is all the time we have for you today. Do remember, NMH at 1 streams live every weekday at 1 p.m, sharing the latest news in Namibia and beyond. Until tomorrow, we'll see you then.